What did I say at the beginning?
Hello.
Thank you. So glad you're here. What percentage of the time this or that? Do you understand what I mean?
No. Down and out.
Down.
An acoustic version.
Super. It is going to be down.
Yeah.
And then you guys are going to check it out. That was almost radio presenter, huh? Hello and welcome to another episode of Charlytalk. This is a show where I, the lead singer of indie rock band Charlywood, talk to musicians about music. Before we get into it, there's another big announcement. We've got a concert coming up, the first concert of the new lineup of Charlywood. We got new drummer, we got new bassist, we got a new song to show you in B72 on the 7th of December. So come down, that's going to be an exciting time. As you know, if you've watched before, this is a show that is supporting the local music scene here in Vienna, and we need subscribers and we need likes if we're going to be able to support bands. So if you know anybody who you think might like these interviews, please share it with them. Likes and subscribes are also very helpful, so please consider doing that. Thanks a lot. And this week I am joined by the Vienna-based rock band The Fictionplay. Zooming out. Hello, fellas.
Hello.
Dominik. Hi,
Hello.
thanks for coming in. And Daniel.
Hey. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Okay, so this drum's making a really nice vibration. Enjoy. Free vibrations for everybody. Good. Before we get into the interview, I think it would be good for everyone watching if we did a little introductory snippet of one of your tracks.
Yeah.
We'll talk about your new album very soon as well. Which track are we going to show the boys and girls at home?
Shake, shake.
Have a look at Shake Shake.
Yeah.
Here's 40 seconds of Shake Shake. Enjoy.
Everyone just says the same in different words and names. So what is the reason you came for? Our hearts to break, and what is lost to find? And what is lost to find? Shake, shake, let the earthquake shout, shout, make your mothers proud. Shake, shake, let the earthquake shout, shout, make your mothers proud. Shake, shake, let the earthquake shout, shout, make your mothers
Whoa! Camera shake! Okay, that's shaking. Yeah, so that's pretty representative of the style of music that you guys are making. Yeah, like riff-heavy rock music. Yeah, so please, as I ask every band that comes in, could you just give us a bit of background, a bit of biography? You guys have been together a long time.
Yeah.
Lay it on us. So polite. That's why they're together. So
Okay,
yeah.
so I will switch to German now.
As you wish.
Wir,
So, 1 second. All the German sections will have subtitles. Just press the cog button. You can turn on the subtitles then for English native speakers. Carry on.
yeah.
German away.
Wir spielen schon sehr lange zusammen. Wir haben mittlerweile eine 20-jährige Bühnenvergangenheit. Wir haben begonnen zu musizieren, da waren wir 10 in der Garage von unserem Drummer Daniel.
Ja, wow.
Haben wir uns zusammengefunden und also der Bassist Markus, Drummer Daniel und ich und damals noch mit meinem Cousin, dem Hermann, haben wir so Metallica gecovert, Nirvana gecovert. Das waren so die ersten Schritte. Und generell, also wir kommen aus Niederösterreich, aus einem kleinen Dorf in Niederösterreich, einer 1500 Einwohner Ort. Ja.
You lost
Genau.
some people recently. Touchy subject, I'm really sorry about that.
Also einen 1000 Einwohnerort und wir haben uns in der Schule kennengelernt und haben schon eine lange musikalische Geschichte, die sich von eben, wie gesagt, Grunge-Einflüssen über Metal-Einflüsse. Unsere erste Band war eine Metal-Band.
Yeah.
Also unsere, wenn wir ausschweifen...
What was it called? Was it a cool metal name?
Yeah, well, it was called Dead Against.
Yeah.
Dead Against. I see what you did there. Very appropriate.
And the next name was Sin.
Yeah. Some impossible noises.
Yeah. Back then I switched to English. Back then we had another singer, as what was my cousin, and he had really like a head-filled voice and like, roar. And then we had after that, it was all with Hermann. This was an episode until 2000 or something. We did like the Dead Against and then the Sin. And when we recognized Sin is already give a name to another from a famous band, we changed it to Some Impossible Noises, like S-I-M.
So the merchandise still worked? Amazing. That's classic. Classic move.
Yeah, and then we covered Machine Head, Soulfly, Sepultura a little bit, and at a really early age, like of 13, 14, had our own songs, so like 5, 6, 7 songs. And yeah, it was also like we got good feedback from the crowd. And
Sorry to interrupt. When you were 13, you already had your own songs.
Yeah. We started.
So you were doing covers and you started writing.
Yeah.
Within 3 years of doing the band.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then this whole combination and the whole band, we split with the singer. Then back then it was also like his decision to apart and also like our decision to apart, because like Marcus, Daniel, and me were changing musically, and Hermann was like, he doesn't like it, and a few other things happening, and then we founded Fictionplay in 2003.
Okay.
And then we started.
First album in 2006, right?
I guess so.
Did my research.
And then we got into psychedelic rock and the whole hippie stuff. It changed to more progressive rock like Mas Volta at the Drive-In and
a little bit punky.
A little bit punky also. Yeah. And lately we were focusing more on. So with the new album, we were focusing more on back to the roots and back to like more the heavier riffs and.
Super.
Say it shortly, briefly. I don't know.
It's a long story.
It's a long story, yeah.
And that brings us to the new album already.
Maybe.
Do you want to get into that now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. All right.
Sure, yeah.
So, new album. I made a note. Tohu Bohu. Correct pronunciation?
Yeah, I guess so.
Smashed it. Your 4th album.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
As I know, it's a great achievement.
Yeah.
So you said already, of course, I listened to it before coming here today. Heavy riff-based music, quite dense lyrically, like a lot of words in the songs.
Yeah.
I don't mean that in a derogatory way at all. It's very lyric heavy. Reminded me a bit of the Arctic Monkeys approach to lyrics. And the heavier songs, I got a bit of royal blood coming through there. Like, wallop. So tell us a bit about how long it took the album to come together and how it got made and that kind of stuff.
You start.
I start in German again.
As you wish.
Drink from a beer kurz.
Also die aktive Arbeit am Album hat 2 Jahre gedauert, wobei es davor schon ein paar Songs gab. Das letzte Album ist ja mittlerweile 5 Jahre her jetzt. Und aktive Arbeit deswegen, weil wir vor 2 Jahren mit dem Produzenten, mit dem David Fuhrer, irgendwie begonnen haben zu arbeiten, der über 3/4 Jahr regelmäßig zu uns in den Proberaum kam nach Niederösterreich, wo wir halt gefeilt haben und gearbeitet haben. Und dann ein Jahr später im Studio waren bei ihm und das Ding eingespielt haben. Und dann hat es noch dauert, bis natürlich Overdubs passieren und Bis es dann fertig war, es waren 1,5 Jahre später und dann macht man sich auf Labelsuche und das Ding liegt jetzt eigentlich schon ein halbes Jahr fertig und ist halt jetzt im September erschienen.
Yeah, man.
Ja.
Yeah, but let's talk about the creative process then. How easy was the birth of the album? Like, were the songs very quickly basically there and you spent a long time just tweaking around, or was it, in your general sense, of course, it varies from song to song, I'm sure, but did it come out more or less easily and you just fiddled around with the details, or did you do like major changes fairly late on in the process, or something in between?
Yeah, as you said, it's like it varies from song to song. Also back then when we met David Führer, it was like we had, I guess, 3/4 of the songs, of the song structures, where we can, so at the point where we say, okay, we wanna show it to you, and what do you say? Maybe at a few songs there were missing still lyrical lines or singing lines. But in general, we had like 3/4 of the album like songs here, and with these songs we went into the rehearsal room with David, and we showed it to David, and he listened to it at first, and then was giving feedback and what we could change here, or could change there, and if we wanted to do it, and just trying around, and it was a really fruchtbarer process. Also like a few aha processes, also aha experiences, moments, and this was but at this point at the beginning we were like working on the bass of the song, also on the bass of the songs and on the riffs and on the
groove and the bass.
The groove, like separately, the drums, what can you do, and like the bass and the guitar separately, and when there has been some missing links in the song, we said, okay, let's do it later, let's talk about the bass and stuff. And okay, and also during the rehearsals, what also happened during this process was like that the new things have been created. When David said like, hey, this riff is good, let's do it and let's jam it, and then I said, yeah, there's another riff, but I don't know what to do with it, and then we combined it and built a new song, and it's also like on the album, and such things also happened. It was like the first, I would say there's the songs we had and we optimized with David
before,
on the bass, and then later also the singing lines, especially then later on the overdubbing process in the studio. And then there have been the songs that were created during the process in the rehearsal room, or then later in the studio. Also there had been like all these kinds of
and
experiences we made.
Another one we had finished before the studio work. We changed completely.
You more
during
or
the
less
studio
stripped it down and put it back together.
Yeah, we said, no, it's not fitting anymore.
Maybe.
So let's break it down to the basic, and then we build it up new.
Which one was that?
Mayday,
for example.
Mayday was like, I have Mayday on my laptop as a piano note for 5 years. And I never finished the song. And it was like, damn, what is this? And I love this song. I love the whole harmony and stuff. And I was always thinking that this has to be a piano song.
Okay.
Or this has to be like piano stuff inside.
And then we tried to make it with the whole band, this piano stuff, and we ended up in like a fucking heavy riffing, whatever. Post stuff.
Chaos. Too much of everything.
Too much.
And then we thought, no, let's break it down.
Let's take it all away again.
Yeah. And then we built it up new, and now how it's on the
now
album,
now it's like really reduced and to the really basic Kelly notes, and it's interesting.
Have you ever considered on Bandcamp, right?
Yeah.
The website. Have you ever considered making like a VIP section for subscribers only? Because like the super fans, I'm sure they would be really interested in hearing earlier demo versions, particularly of things like this that are so drastically different on the album. So only your subscribers, like the super fans who are super into your music, who like pay a monthly subscription or whatever to support you, they can hear that stuff. I put demos up on the Charlywood Bandcamp like all the time. Early versions, but it's only for the VIP insider people. It's like a paywall on there.
Never thought about that.
I mean, there's nothing to lose. It's a free website. So,
it's true.
And some people are interested in that. People do appreciate it, and I would find it super interesting.
Cool.
Yeah.
So like, the old handy recordings of the piano.
Yeah, for sure. Like I hum so much of my stuff into my phone. Like
me too.
The first ideas. Like I've got a whole folder on my computer of the germs of the songs, like the seeds, like the beginnings.
That's
sometimes
really interesting.
Just ready for a melody.
Yeah. Cool. No, never thought about this, but
you should.
I also have tons, but the first ideas of a few songs are still on my phone. There's a memo. Like blah, 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 blah.
People like that. Some people are interested. Like the real like the music nerds. They're really interested in that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should do that.
Which leads me to my next question, which I ask everybody: is would you say, statistically? Of course, everyone always says it depends, but would you say statistically, at this stage in your extremely long musical career, this is why I'm asking you extra, because for people who've been at it a long time, it's sometimes different. Are you going after songs, or are you waiting for them to come to you? What percentage of the time, this or that? Do you understand what I mean?
No.
Are you sitting down with no ideas and looking for a song, like going hunting for a song? Or are you walking through the world or cycling or having a bath or going to sleep and waiting for songs to come to you like that? What percentage are you at these days? And has that changed with time?
Whoa.
I can cut this out if you haven't got a good answer.
It's okay. I guess sitting there, taking guitar.
Yeah.
And then playing, and play.
Looking
and
for a song?
looking, just playing, and when something like, when there's a spark somewhere, where I have the pictures in mind or something, and then I keep my focus on it, and then something evolves maybe out of it. I guess it's most of the time like this.
Some more often.
That I sit, that I'm. That's It's not that the ideas come like when I do anything, and then I have this in mind, that one melody or that one. Maybe this comes in a later stage when there is already a riff.
You're working on the song.
Yeah, because I do. In the first line, I sit to the guitar, and I have a riff or something.
Okay, so that's standard procedure. You sit down with the guitar and you just play and see what comes.
When I'm doing it alone.
Right.
Yeah. When we are with the band, we also have like the processes that something in a jam session is really interesting, and we record it and then we send it out and listen to it, and then this the whole information comes to my mind, and then I inhale this. And in a later some moment from nowhere there comes maybe a singing line. But first, for me, there's always like a kind of a riff or a structure, a first intention, which evokes a picture for me.
Right.
Yeah.
And you play until that happens.
Yeah.
More often than you're just walking around and you suddenly go, a song has arrived.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what happens to me most of the time.
Really?
I'm minding my own business and songs arrive.
Okay.
When I'm not doing anything, like if I'm using a computer or doing something that requires my intellectual engagement, it doesn't happen then. But if I'm not doing anything actively with my mind, it's normally just physical activity.
Okay.
People who watch Charlie talk a lot have heard me say this before. I apologize, but I'm talking to these guys. Shut up. But if I'm doing something that doesn't involve my intellectual engagement, normally physical activity of some kind, it's like 70-30 for me. Like,
really?
I nearly always just receive the song.
What is it?
Wow,
Melodies or
whole songs sometimes. Yeah, riffs,
Really?
Drum beats, melodies,
Yeah.
never lyrics.
Yeah.
Often like whole complete songs will just go.
Yeah.
I don't always use them like that.
It's a gift.
Sometimes I take them apart and change them, but most of the time, again, I more or less use them as is. With the new lineup now, I've been trying to not do so much before I go to the band, and I'll just take the bare minimum, and because I want to let the guys do, bring their stuff to it, and not be too much of a singer-songwriter about it, and try and do more songs as a band. So yeah, we got a song coming out soon. Let's see when we get it done.
What is it called?
It's going to be called, and this is world exclusive now, since you asked me, it's going to be called Television Glamour.
Oh, cool. It's nice.
Yeah, we're just putting the finishing touches to it now, so we still have to record it and stuff, so it'll be
okay.
But that was my first time with the new band and trying really to focus on doing an approach where I don't do too much in the beginning. It's just, yeah, that's why I ask everybody who comes in, because I get all kind of answers from songwriters. It's very, very interesting to me. And the album, when did you know what the general approach from a sound perspective was going to be?
From a sound perspective?
Yeah, like the feel of the whole album, like what feel the whole thing like as an album, as a unit. Like at what point did you have a vision as you were going into it, saying it's going to be like heavy as F, because it is a pretty heavy album in general. Like,
it's true. Yeah.
It hits hard. Like, did you know that from the beginning, or was that David's suggestion, or?
No, we're a heavy band.
Yeah,
have always been, and yeah, I think dieses fertige Bild vom Album, vom Sound. Das ist entstanden. So. Okay. Es war anfangs schon ein bisschen da, wo halt die ersten Songs fertig waren. Dann wussten wir schon so in eine gewisse Richtung, wo es geht. Also dass es nicht mehr so progressiv ist wie das letzte und nicht mehr so noisy ist, sondern dass es konkreter ist irgendwie. Das wussten wir von Anfang an. Und mit dem David hat sich das dann noch konkretisiert, und dass es dann teilweise so poppig und teilweise so heavy ist, das ist dann eigentlich auch entstanden.
Mhm. Okay.
Ja.
Das
ist passiert. Das war eine Entwicklung.
Okay. Es war schon zu einem Teil auch eine Intention von uns.
Ja, schon.
Wie du gesagt hast, von diesem progressiven Einfluss mit vielen Teilen und komplexen Songstrukturen, wie es vermehrt noch auf Forever Utopia und The Ships Perform vorkommt, sich wegzubewegen, oder dieser Wunsch diese Intention war da, hin zu mehr Reduktion und Klarheit in den Songs. Und ich denke, also
and the songs have a lot of space, like I noticed that as well. It's not just wham 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 the whole time. Like a lot of times when you're not playing as well. In the songs. That struck me as I was listening to it.
It breathes.
Yeah, there is space in the song, in the album. Yeah.
And I think as my moment when I realized that this album is one whole thing, the moment was like when David Fuller did his sound magic. And then the whole stuff was like, okay, this is one thing.
Yeah.
Cool. We listened to it and then we looked at each other and okay, here we are.
That's what it sounds like.
That's what we sound like.
So there's a big love and big thanks out to David Fuller.
Yeah, big shout out. Let's shout out his studio. What's it called again?
Aurora Studios, Vienna.
Yeah, there'll be a link in the description as usual.
That's the hot shit.
Air horns. I'll put some air horns in. You know me. I'll sort you out. Working with him, good time. He's a nice man.
He's a nice man, and then kind of a genius also. For me.
In a way, I don't think that's unreasonable to say, yes.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, he also mixed our latest album, so I've also worked with David. It was a very pleasant experience.
Yeah.
So happy to make adverts for his studio.
For sure, definitely worth.
Big recommendation from both of us. How do you stay together as a band for that long? It's quite unusual.
Yeah.
I mean, once a band's huge and they're all making millions, there's of course a financial incentive to stay together. I hope I'm not being insulting. I'm assuming you guys aren't making millions yet. So
Not yet.
what is it? I mean, neither. You know, we're all in the same boat. But what do you have any thoughts on that? What do you think it is that allows some bands to stay together for that long, and still like come up with ideas and still like feel like you're moving forward as a band?
Yeah, that's true.
First, I think it's our long basic we have.
Sure.
Just
Childhood.
we're friends till childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, yeah. And
Well, we also like, as I said before, 3 of us are from the school.
Yeah.
From the beginning.
And
Same
around we had at the first, as I told, another singer, and then a time we had a guitarist, additional one at the Forever Utopia.
Right.
And with as ships before Pablo, the synthesizer and keyboard man came to us.
But 3 core members, right?
Yeah, but 3 core members, yeah. And I guess we all, it's believing in music. It's having fun.
Believing in us and having this.
Ego clashes are often a problem in bands. Is there any tactics you have to avoid that? Techniques? Anything you've noticed that works really well? With communication or anything like that?
Communication, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I guess we're talking.
Do you get pissed off with each other?
Actually, I don't have insight in other bands, but actually we're talking a lot.
Yeah.
About
Members
conflicts, the conflicts. But
Big
when
fights sometimes?
someone is pissed,
sometimes.
yeah.
And then
When
you
it's-
talk it out and you shout at each other and
When it's
It
necessary.
varies.
big discussions are happening. No, I think it's very interesting to know
Definitely,
because
definitely.
I get the impression sometimes bands who fall apart, they make the mistake of just sitting on their
Never talking.
frustration.
Yeah.
They don't shout at each other, but they never deal with the issues,
Yeah.
and it just grows into this burning
And
resentment like
somebody
over
leaves
time.
or
Yeah, and then someone goes,
Fires.
I've had enough of this, and they just explode, and then it's
Yeah.
too late. Like,
Yeah.
I think, that's my theory. That it's
Yeah.
good communication is very important if you want to carry on, working. Not on the top level of the scene, not in like a high exposure, making lots of money area, because then, like I said, there's other motivations to stay together. But if you want to like keep making music together as a group, I think.
And also patience.
I guess
very
that, yeah,
important.
I guess that's all.
to give everybody room and
Respect.
Yeah,
Respect, yeah. And not too much of the ego stuff. Also, well, maybe the consciousness about like, okay, we're a band, and if I maybe, for example, if I as a singer would like fuck around all the time, this makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
So we maybe there has been like episodes where I'm upset about something or in conflict with someone in the band, and or like from the other side there's like disharmonies, but I guess we are all in the end trying to find solutions on an emotional level or on a reasonable level.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess there is the Bereitschaft.
You have to be prepared. Or the
I guess there is from the very inner intention we don't want to get fucked up because we make music together, and what is it about,
Fun question, frivolous question. If you had to play another instrument, what would it be and why? Can be a serious or stupid answer.
Okay.
double bass.
Double bass, for real.
For real.
Why?
Because best sound.
Double bass.
Contrabass.
Ah!
Contrabass.
I was thinking about double bass.
Double bass.
Because you don't play the double bass. That's maybe a serious and a funny question.
Are you one of those drummers who looks down on double bass pedal players?
Pardon?
Are you one of those drummers who looks down on the double bass pedal?
Of other drummers?
Yeah. If you find out a drummer's double bass pedal, you're like, double bass pedal. You mean you can't do the heel toe jiggly thing?
No, if it's good, it's good. So it's cool.
So
But you also can't be too busy with the technique stuff.
It's very tempting, I would imagine, to get carried away. If you have a double bass pedal, it's easy to overdo it.
Yeah.
Many examples of this. Yeah.
I would just play the piano, I guess. And I do play the piano a little bit, but I would play it more professional if I would have to start again, maybe.
Okay, put more time into the piano and use it for performing songs as well.
For sure.
You ever use a keyboard on stage?
Also, there are songs from the Ships Perform also where I played the piano, and back at the last album there, I wrote songs on the piano.
Yeah.
Because back then I still had a piano.
Uh-huh.
Back in Lower Austria, where I used to live.
I see.
With my ex-girlfriend. And I had a piano which was called like my girlfriend. So that's nice.
That's sweet.
Yeah, but I don't have the piano anymore. And it's just a pity. So I miss the piano.
Okay.
I miss also writing songs on the piano.
And did you ever...
And the sound of a real piano, not a stage piano or headphones.
Right.
So I'm listening to it on headphones and the real natural sound of a piano. I like
well,
this.
you can feel it then, of course.
Yeah, I love this.
It's a real piano, yeah. Did you ever use it for live shows?
A real piano?
No, a keyboard. Did you ever play keys like?
Yeah.
You did?
We I did. We do. So Pablo also plays piano sounds.
Yeah. And we had with the last album on the last album we had 2 songs. When we were performing that 2 songs, they were switching. He was playing the keys, and the piano man was playing guitar.
Yeah. The piano man. I like it.
And we also had a project back a few years where we covered our own songs in an acoustic surrounding, with acoustic people.
Classic.
Like violin,
lovely,
and piano, vibraphone, accordion.
Proper Austrian style.
No,
really. That would be fun. Think about that. Guys, that's hot right now. That's really, really hot right now.
Yeah, right now it's really hot. Yeah.
Now's the time to do that project.
That's true.
That would be a good idea.
English lyrics.
That's...
Maybe we have to translate it.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Justify yourself. Why? No, you don't have to justify yourself. But I'm always interested. Why Austrian or a non-English native speaker would choose to write English lyrics.
I grew up with the whole with English lyrics, and I was like, when I was a young boy, studying the lyrics of bands I admired, and got into this setting and into songs through English lyrics. And I guess that's the reason why I nach wie vor choose to write in English.
Yeah, I mean,
because maybe I just learned it like that.
Yeah, that's what feels right, because that's the music that influenced you.
Yeah.
It uses that, so it feels correct to you to.
Yeah,
that's what most people say who write in English. Yeah.
So I guess I'm one of those people.
Yeah, makes sense. And what is the approach to lyrics? Are you a very explicit lyricist who says exactly what they mean? Or are you right at the other end and you make it as obtuse and confusing and vague as possible? Where on that spectrum are you, would you say? I'm going to hold my hands out. You put your finger. There's the spectrum.
This is the vague. And
this is
totally
the precise. Vague, and this is exactly what you're talking about.
I guess like here.
You're towards the vague end.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that would be my assessment from listening to the record. Like.
The lyrics they also evolve, and there are moments I write a few sentences, and then I write one song at once, and it varies from song to song. There are songs they are just put together from like a collage of lyrics I wrote then, and they make sense.
Got it. Yep.
And it also can make sense like when you just take some pieces.
Phrases that sound good on their own that suddenly work together in a song context.
Definitely.
So you got a notebook and you write lines of text down that don't have any immediate use, and then put them together later with stuff.
And then it also happens that when I play a riff as we talked before, have the first phase of a creation, of a creative process maybe, and there is just the music, and then I just make like the blah 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 blah, You know,
Sure,
it's like the Danglish and nonsense, and over this things can articulate, also Words artikulieren. Darüber artikulieren sich Worte und Bilder.
Oh, yes, that's exactly my approach. You know what the words have to feel like in your mouth, and then you have to find out what words fit to the mouth sounds that you want to make. Yeah, that's exactly how I do.
There's a picture, and then there's the body doing this, and it's also like, it's just a, I don't know, it's combining itself.
Yeah. I never write lyrics. I never write lyrics at the beginning of songs. And with our last album, everything was recorded. It was totally done, and I hadn't finished the lyrics for some of the songs.
But you had already melodies and stuff.
Everything was recorded like with demo nonsense, and I sing properly, but the words are all just complete. There might be some VIP demos of that with me singing utter nonsense on there. We got the whole album with just nonsense singing as well.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I find writing lyrics extremely difficult because, like you, I know what the sound is.
Yeah.
I know what it has to feel like, and I think it's important. I think it's important how the words feel when you say them.
Definitely.
And of course, it's important what they mean. A bit as well. For more abstract songwriting, less so. But I don't want it to be like completely utter nonsense. Like I want it to make some kind of interpretive sense. And that just takes so long because I have to find the word that feels and means the right thing at the same time. It takes me days sometimes. Literally days of sitting for like 6 to 8 hour days, just like trying to find the fucking words that fit together. I hate the process, but I really like the results that it gets. And I haven't found a better way of doing it. I'm happy with the results. It's like pulling teeth for me. It's really, I find it extremely difficult.
But as I mentioned, there have been the songs where I put together the lyrics from past, and then over passages, new intentions came. It's often a subconscious process. So for me, it's like there is the melody and I do the word, and I even don't know if that word exists in English. But then I see, okay, that word exists and it means what I want to say. You know.
Score.
So it's subconsciousness working.
Yeah.
And that's what I also like really a lot about this whole process. When the words come and the pictures, and it's this pending all the time.
There's so much subconscious processes involved in it as well.
In the lyrics especially, I guess.
I'm not sure where it comes from sometimes as well. It's very, very interesting, I find. And the nice thing about the English language is, of course, we have so many words. No one uses most of them. Like, I think I can't remember what it was, 10,000 or something, which is like, that's what a normal person uses as standard. But there's so many old words that no bugger uses anymore, and it's completely legitimate to use them in a song. Like, it can be interesting to dig up some old stuff. I like to do that sometimes.
Me too.
It's fun. When you can do that, it's fun. There was one on the last album. There was only one time I can really think of it. Hey man, those yoga pants are holding you back. That was a line of lyrics. I don't even know if I wanted to use it for a song, but I was cycling along, as I'm often when I have ideas. I was cycling along. I was like, hey man, those yoga pants are holding you back. I was like, that's quite a good lyric. And it became the opening line to Haircut.
Oh, that's catchy.
But normally they don't come to me. Lyrics rarely come to me. It's like I said, an incredibly difficult process. Being in a band is, of course, about writing songs and performing the songs. And how much of being in a band is for you about the songwriting process, and how much for you is about the performing the songs process? Because as a band with progressive influences, I would not be surprised to hear you say that you're very much into the process, because you have to be if you want to write 6.5 minute songs.
For me, it's like 50-50, I think.
Okay.
Kind of that. Because I love to play live. Absolutely. And I also love to sit in the rehearsal room and work on songs and do it and try to make it sound and make it good. And this process is process is also what I absolutely love. See how the band works, how things fit together slowly, and
it's creating something from nothing.
Yeah,
it's like a puzzle.
Yeah, and when you feel a song coming up and you have these
nearly
moments
there,
like
it's nearly there.
everybody feels it in the same moment maybe when we play the first time or we play a riff 1,000 times and there's one time everybody feels it in the same way. And this is also a very, very special moment.
Yeah. And that's for you as a
that's
band.
For me.
Right?
That's for
just for the
us
people in
band.
that room. And,
That feeling we create.
Like hustle and bang.
Yeah, it's like
verse.
Yeah.
It
was such a big moment in the rehearsal room. And I don't know if we can reach that high energy live that we had when we just built it together.
Yeah.
But we are definitely a live band.
Yeah.
Yeah, from listening to the tracks, I would also guess.
Yeah,
sure. We're not, what we are not is like
not a studio band.
No, not a studio band, and not a one-man laptop thing show.
Sure.
Yeah.
Not now. Also, yeah, we always trying like to transform the things that happen and we create in rehearsal room and studio to the stage. I guess.
Yeah.
It's always in the mind, like, how can we do it live then? And
how important
can we
is that?
transform this feeling?
How close to the album do you feel the need to stay when you're doing live versions of tracks?
Close to the sound of the album?
Yeah. Is that important to you, or do you just do what feels right in a live situation?
No.
You look for the sound.
Especially
right?
in for this album, it's really important for us. So.
We also checked in a new band member for live to do the a third voice and some percussion stuff.
Okay.
Also a sample pad to play some stuff we can't do.
Yeah, you haven't got enough hands free to do all the percussion, huh?
Yeah.
You only got two, unfortunately.
And I don't play double bass.
Double bass pedal. There's a little bit of shots fired to the double bass pedal players here, I think. Just some subtle shots fired. Right. Get another air horn going. Could you think of a piece of advice that it could be something that you did wrong that you learned from, or something that you did right that worked brilliantly, but something that you could pass on, because you guys have been at it an extraordinarily long time, so yeah, something useful that you can tell.
Never give up.
Potentially. Yeah, there you go.
Easy one.
Yeah. It's like what the words of my father.
Yeah. How do you do that though? So let's say you release an album and the radio stations are playing different stuff at that time, they just don't go for it. It's an album, it's the wrong time, it's come out just, the music's great and everyone, all your musician friends go, wow, amazing music, but it's just the atmosphere, the musical scene is just, they're not playing that kind of stuff. And you put your heart and soul into it, I'm speaking from experience, and you release it, and it doesn't go as you hoped. Yeah. Like, how do you guys deal with the disappointment? Like, you know, of course you have high hopes and you hope that something's going to happen. Like,
I don't expect too much from that, because I do it a long time.
Yeah.
And it never worked as I imagined when I was a little boy.
Sure.
So to make my own money with that band. Yeah.
So that leads to my next question. Why do you do it if it's not to have it celebrated and played on the radio and released and
because I like it. It's simple question.
This is my answer as well. I was just asking so you would say it on camera.
And I have kind of an inneren Drang to do it. And if I don't do it, I have the feeling like I lose something very important for me.
I get sad if I don't do it.
Or I get sad.
I get really sad. I tried, not deliberately, but I just didn't make music for a while. I was like, why am I so sad? Oh yeah, I didn't play for a week for a song. I didn't do any music. That's it. So, for me, cool, it's a fundamental need. I like it. It's the thing that keeps me alive.
But it's and it's
not too extreme to say
expressing yourself and pouring the whole thing inside out.
Yeah, sure.
It's so relieving. I don't know how to say.
Cathartic. When you
let
something out and you feel better because it's been expressed, like it's a cathartic process. Yeah, I think.
And I guess that that creating something in any way is a basic human need, for sure.
Expressing emotions through another form. That's art. That's what art is. You're expressing the nature of human existence through another conduit, whether that's painting or making music or poetry or whatever it is.
I won't work without, I guess.
Yeah, that's my idea as well. And you know, when I make the albums with a band and I write all the songs, of course I hope that it's going to take off and the stations are going to pick up the single that I hope they're going to pick up. Yeah. Of course I hope that, but I also, like you guys, after I've been doing it for a while, I realized I can't make that the aim. Yeah. I can't make that my source of satisfaction because it's not in my hands. Yeah. So I had to think of a way, and my solution was, okay, I make the album, and if it sounds the way that I imagined it sounding or better, which has always been the case until now, that's for me a success. The album is a success, and I have to take that as my satisfaction. Yeah. Of course I send it to all the radio stations and I try to get it more than that, but I can't. I realize for my emotional stability, I can't make that the thing that defines the success of an album because it's just too risky for me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So that was my way of
I guess that's also not my aim in not in the first instance or not in the second instance to please someone with it or something. Yeah. Which maybe leads to discussions.
Sure.
At a point where we are. But the
Do you ever find yourself having to resist the temptation to go commercial? Has there ever been a discussion in the band?
It is a discussion, I guess.
Guys, it's about time we
from
make
time
some money,
to time,
not write some more commercial.
From time to time, it's definitely a discussion, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's never.
But I guess I think we are. With this album, we made a step into more. I would not say, hey, we have to go more mainstream this time. It wasn't this intention, but it was just an inner intention to reduce and to get a little bit more into the kinky, go into the ears and
more feel, less brain. Huh?
Yeah, and just more simple.
We also try to put some pop inside.
Yeah, because I also like a few. Also, I like pop in different variations, and it's not easy to. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to do. It's a to reduce is sometimes really difficult. Yeah. But this was for us for this album definitely a step we made, and with the next maybe we putting this to another further step, which could lead to radio echoes, media echoes, or not. But the musical the musical way is like the first thing I have in mind and in feel, and not what sound is at the moment in the trend and
let's do it. Like
things influence us for sure. Things we like, things that are pop, but also things they are heavy, things they are prog. And putting this all together maybe is just what we.
Having listened to the album, I can say I see no reason why a radio station shouldn't play that album that you've made now. There's no musical reason that I can hear that they shouldn't get on board with it, but it's not in your hands to make that decision.
You never know.
If the radio stations don't go for it, they don't go for it. And the music is what it is, and they either decide they like it or they don't. It's nothing that you guys. I can't hear anything on there where I go, then that's never going to get as far as I can tell, it's like, why not? Sure, fine, it's.
And I guess it's always a little portion of luck you have.
Absolutely, I think that's like the main thing.
It have to happen to you.
Yeah,
so,
it's
right time, right place.
The person who's listening to the CD pile at the radio station is the right person on the right day in the right mood, and they put your album on. They go, that's going into regular rotation, and that's what you have to hope for. It's a real lottery. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
Bands that don't get played on the radio, it doesn't mean that they're not good bands.
No, for sure not.
But it's a mistake that a lot of people make. Lots of people think, they can't be any good. They haven't been played on the radio.
There are a lot of examples.
The reasons that bands get played on the radio is not always to do with music. That's something else I learned. It's not the only thing that contributes. Yeah,
that's true.
Good answer to that question, guys. Good advice. There you go.
Never give up.
Emotional health. This has been a public service broadcast. Sanity for musicians. All right. So I'd say we wrap up the interview part of things and get to the music making side. Yeah. You're going to play us a song. Awesome. Which one are you going to play?
Down and Out.
Down and Out.
Down
an acoustic version.
Super. It is going to be down.
Yeah.
And then you guys are going to check it out. So that was almost radio presenter, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting the hang of this interviewing business. I'll tell you what. All right. So stick around. Don't miss that. It's going to be, I'm assuming it's going to be great. We'll see you in a second. I think it will be. Guys, thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Shit, we nearly forgot to plug your album release
show.
God damn it, that was close. Album release show's happening. When?
On the 15th of November at the B72.
Next week.
Is there a Facebook event for that?
Yeah.
I will put the link to the Facebook event in there. If you are interested at least, but you can't make it, at least say that you're interested because that helps the band. Facebook's algorithm then shows that event to other people who like that kind of music. So even if you can't make it, say you're interested if you're interested. Yeah? It's very helpful. And of course, bloody well go, you idiots. Like, don't be a dum-dum. Go to that concert if you can. Good. Now we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Thanks again for coming in. Enjoy the song, and I'll see you on the next Charlie Talk. Bye-bye.
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 One plus one is two, not more or less, just two. Well, it's hard to find, but easy to do. But you never kept my math, did you? I'm falling apart among your eyelids, where tears break loose to find what your mind was longing for, crying on the floor. I'm down and out, I'm down and out of order. Propellers in your head, propellers in your. I'm down and out, I'm down and out of order. Propellers in your head, propellers in your. I hear too many voices, still I am safe and sound, in the middle of a mirrored room, reflecting midnight crowd. So run for cover, lover, well up and down on pavement runways, cause we're heading for a club downtown. Well, we're heading for a club downtown. Well, we're heading for a club downtown tonight. I'm down and out, I'm down and out of order. Propellers in your head, propellers in your. I'm down and out, I'm down and out of order. Propellers in your head, propellers in your. I'm down and out, I'm down.